A very good morning to my dear children. Today, in our online class, we shall start with the next chapter, which is Sources of Finance. As you all know that a company requires money or finance to start a business, for expansion and for growth. But from where does company gets money? There is a special market called financial market which helps a company to raise money for its business and its operation. Financial market is a market for creating and exchanging financial asset. It serves as a critical link between savings and investment by bringing together providers and users of funds. Thus, thus in financial market, the providers, that is the public, and users, that is the company, meet so that money can be exchanged. Financial market is divided into capital market and money market. Capital market. It basically consists of all organization, institution and instruments that provide long-term funds to the company for their long-term investment. When a company borrows money or capital from the providers, that is the public, then it has to issue certain security. That means it has to acknowledge the debt provided by the providers of funds. Therefore, instruments through which funds are raised are ownership security and creditorship security. Capital market can also be defined as an organized market consisting of the suppliers and users of funds and the agencies and institutions which assist or help in the flow of funds, where suppliers can be banks, financial institution, public, etc. Users can be business enterprise, government, etc. And agencies and institutions which facilitate the flow of funds between suppliers and users can be underwriters, share broker, stock exchange, etc. What is the role of capital market in a business, or what functions do capital market provide to businessmen? First is promotion of thrift. Capital market encourages people to save money. When people save money, they invest it. They invest money so that they can enjoy good rate of interest and dividend can also be received. Not just they earn rate of interest, but their value of capital also increases when investment is done. Second, investment avenue. Capital market provides various ways in which money of investors can be invested. Therefore, it provides profitable avenue so that maximum return on their funds can be earned. Next, liquidity. In capital market, investors can buy or sell their securities easily. That means they can convert their securities into cash as and when necessary. Next, availability of capital. Capital market keeps the wheels of industry and commerce moving by providing funds easily and quickly. Not just industries but government can also raise funds in capital market by the issue of bonds. Next, ready market. Capital market is a ready market because it provides a link between those who save money and who need money. That is, it is a link between the providers and users, as securities can be bought and sold directly. Next, transfer of funds. It provides a mechanism for transfer of claims. Next, balance between demand and supply. It not just balances the demand for money and supply of money, but it also maintains cost of capital at reasonable level. Next, stability. Capital market consists of financial intermediaries. These intermediaries help in promoting stability in the values of securities. Next, capital formation. As I just said, or the very first function of capital market was to encourage people to save money. Capital market helps the saving of the people to earn maximum return, and this can be done when saving of the people is invested in productive channel. This entire process is called capital formation. In return, it brings about rational allocation of funds and thereby increases the economic growth of the country. I have so far explained that a company can raise finance through capital market. But in what ways? Company can raise capital in the form of long-term purpose or short-term purpose. When a company requires finance or capital for its long-term planning, then company raises capital through shares and debentures. And when company raises capital for its short-term activities, then it can raise capital from loans from commercial banks in the form of cash credit, overdraft, and discounting of bills. Long-term source of capital. Company can raise money through shares. But what are shares? Shares is an indivisible part of capital of a company. The people to whom shares are issued are called shareholders. Thus, shares holders have certain rights and they receive residual profit. Residual profit means leftover profit is distributed among the shareholders. Each share has a different number and has a nominal or a face value. When people invest their money in shares, they get rate of dividend. However, this rate of dividend is not fixed, and dividend is paid to shareholders after paying interest on debentures and dividend on preference shares. Share capital is paid to the shareholders only at the time of winding up of the company, but only after company pays off all its debts. Therefore, shareholders are considered the real risk bearers of the company. The next form of long-term source of capital for a company is debentures. Debenture is or it represents the borrowed funds of the company. And the people to whom debentures are issued are called debenture holders. Debentures are also known as creditorship securities because debenture holders are the creditors of the company. It is basically a document or a certificate issued by a company under its seal or signature acknowledging the debt. The people or the debenture holders who invest in the debentures of the company get interest on debenture at a fixed rate, and this interest is payable even if the company is incurring losses. Debenture holders are issued debentures, and debenture holders have a charge on the asset of the company. In case if company fails to pay the amount along with the interest, then debenture holders can take legal action against the company. Now, what is the difference between shares and debentures? Shares constitute the owned fund of the company because it is issued or it is given by the owners, whereas debentures constitute the borrowed funds because it is provided by the creditors of the company. Since shares is raised by the owners, therefore owners cannot claim dividend, whereas creditors have the right to claim interest on their debentures. Shares are issued against no security or asset, whereas debentures are issued against an asset. Shareholders get voting rights. Voting rights give shareholders the right to participate in the management of the company, whereas debenture holders cannot participate in the management of the company. Shareholders are paid only at the winding up of the company, whereas debenture holders are paid after a specified time. Shares are paid after all claims of creditors are settled, whereas debentures are paid prior to shareholders. Rate of dividend is uncertain and fluctuating, whereas interest of debenture holders is certain and fixed. Therefore, shares have complete risk, whereas debentures have minimum risk. Thank you.